Hello, my friend. Come on in. Come sit down. Let's have a chat. I can tell you, like today, I really need to just sit down. It has, do you have some days where it just feels like you're like zoom, 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 and you actually are still in your house? That's me today when I'm taping this. I don't know what it is. It just is all over the place for me. I'm Pat Sloan. This is my daily video, and whew, I could just use a rest. Like if you were here, we could just sit and stitch and chat together, because that's kind of, that would be nice. That would be very nice. But we're not doing that. Instead, we're just going to chat about the other things, like our daily calendar, which I have the 2021 January calendar. I'm going to talk about it at the end. I want to sort of dive a little deeper into it. I just mentioned it briefly and put it up for download yesterday, Monday, but I want to talk about it. And today's topic is to let it go. We are almost at the end of the year, at the end of the month, the end of the year, and what a year it has been. So take a look around. Take a look around for something you can let go when we roll out of 2020. You know, it might be a thing. You know, maybe you've had a project that, you know, you've just never gotten back to it, and you're just, every time you look at it, you're like, this isn't something I want to spend my precious time on. You know, you only have so much time. Do you want to spend it on that? It might be something else. It might be an attitude. We need to just leave here in 2020. It might be, who knows, some fabric that you've had that you're like, I don't know why I bought this. I don't even want to use it on the back. You know, like, get rid of it. Today is the day to get rid of it, to let it go. Let something go. You know, free yourself a few days before the next year starts. You know, just, you know, I'm going to talk about this over the next few days. I think every day having a little bit of discussion about rolling into 2021, because this has been sort of an epic, life-changing event, this pandemic. And so it calls for a little bit more than just a 5-minute thought process. At least I think so. So that's what I'm going to be doing over the next few days, is this kind of reviewing stuff and getting ready for a fresher, brighter 2021. So let it go. So if you're going to let something go, if you've got that project, that fabric, that bag of old thread from your great grandma that you're sure is rotten, let it go. And I want you to tell me about it in the comments here of YouTube. Show me a picture over at Quilt Along with Pat Sloan at Facebook. So yes, you can do it. You can do it. So the jelly roll. Let's talk about the jelly roll next. I showed it to you yesterday, and about how I mitered the corners up there. But what I need to do now is pick a backing color, because this is definitely going to get shipped to the spa. I'm not quilting this one. I'm going to send it out to get a nice overall something on it. But I need a backing. What backing color would you pick? Now, this is all my Morrison Park. So we have a dark and a light blue. We have green. We have red. We have pink. So I can go, and the gold, you know, which some of you think is orange, but it's gold. So when you flip this over, if this is on your couch or, you know, on your bed, if you're cuddling with it and you flipped it over, which fabric would you want to see as the whole backing of my jelly roll with Morrison Park? So put your votes in, because I have all the colors. I have all the fabrics, so I can do any of them. I want to know. I want to know. Tell me. So when we finish this, we, the royal we, me, if you were using the same pattern, this was the ripple. If you were sewing with the ripple, then you will have some leftovers. I had some leftovers. So these were the little cuttings. And then I actually had, you know, so these were like from each strip of the jelly roll, like one block was one jelly roll, and each one had this much left. Then I had these full jelly rolls that I didn't use. So scrap systems. you know, I basically keep one size right now. I just keep a 2.5 inch square because I am making these quilts with 2.5 inch squares. I can also use them for my traffic jam quilt, which also then takes some other sizes, but takes a 4.5 inch square as well. But I can use the darker colors like this. So I'm trying to decide because that's a pretty cool pattern, and there's a lot of jelly roll patterns out there. So I could keep this jelly roll grouping together and possibly save some strips from now on to add to it to do some sort of scrappy quilt where I need a whole jelly roll, maybe do a log cabin even or something. But these will definitely be cut into 2.5 inch squares. Originally, I thought I would do a scrappy binding, that maybe I would take, you know, these and sort of make this scrappy binding, but I don't want to do that much work. It's work. You got, that's more sewing. I'm going to put the fabric I use for the inner border, that sort of medium, you know, darker blue, and I am going to use that for the binding. So if you are down to these, you know, what are you doing with yours? You know, how are you handling it? Are you making are you subcutting them all into something else, or just keeping them that size? I know some people just keep them that size. That's not useful to me because I still have to cut down 2.5 inch square. So I sort of do that in a Zen moment. I make a little pile, and then when I want to just take a little sort of like a mental break, I'll just cut up some scraps, and then I actually, before I open the drawers down there, I go and stick them on the Jubilant. Isn't that weird? I said stick them there first, and then when I get some there, then I open the cabinet and I will put them in and they're full. My containers down there are pretty full, which means after this red and white is done, this one that I'm working on, the red and white, I might do another traffic jam with some of the colors because they will use more, maybe not more, but I can use some different colors. I could just do something different and switch them out, or maybe I'll come up with something else that uses them. 2.5 inch squares. Now, yesterday we also talked about starting your elephant, the stomping grounds, your elephant sew along. And so I want you to let me know what are you deciding, how you're going to approach it. Will you do one test block? I've already seen a couple of test blocks over at my quilt along group. One lady, I think she did hers with some batik scraps. So that was pretty fun to see. It was gorgeous. And I have to tell you, my buddy Wendy, who designed this, Wendy Shepard, who designed this, sent me a snowman. Oh, it's an ornament. Look what she sent. Isn't he precious? Very dapper, we decided. A very dapper fellow. So cute. I really like him. She has a friend who does carving in Kentucky. Wendy lives here in Virginia where I live, but she has her friends, she sent from her friends who makes them. Oh, he's just so lovely. I'm in love. I'm in love with him. Now, my mail, I had some mail come in from all of you, and I want to show you so you know that it got here. And it has to sit in quarantine for a few days. All of our mail sits there for a couple of days, and then sometimes it's an extra day or before I remember it's there because it's in the garage. Sorry. I know somebody wrote me and said, did my card get there? I'm like, yes, it's in quarantine. I forgot. I have one from Amy. Amy, my buddy Amy. Amy Smart sent me a really pretty card and a little sticker. So nice. Oh, and I just love this. So Terry, hi Terry. Terry's on here all the time. You will recognize her name. So Terry sent me a beautiful card, and we had talked about putting stickers on when we were done, when we finished something. So Terry sent me a note saying that these are the stickers. So here's my star stickers. Whenever I finish a project, then I can go like in the quilting journal, or I'm going to list in the back of the quilting journal. You can, whoops, come on fingers. There's a page. Oh, it's the wish. Is it the wish list? Or there's the notes. Oh, well, there's pages in the back. You can do, whatever you want. And these are the pages I'm going to list all my projects. I'm going to take them and put them over here. So Terry sent me stars so that I can put a star on there when it's done. Perfect. Perfect, Terry. Do some of you know Becky from, I want to say this properly, Power Tools with Thread, Becky with Power Tools at Thread here at YouTube. She does a lot of videos with her embroidery machine and a bunch of other machinery, thus the power tools. She does a lot of other things too. She's shared my videos and my projects with her community, and so she sent me, her husband makes these, so she sent me one of the, it has a little holder for the Jack the Ripper. So here's, isn't that nice? Yeah, and the stiletto end. So, of course, we'd use one or the other. Otherwise, I'd be poking myself. So, thank you, Becky. Yeah. So, want to check out Becky's YouTube and see if you, especially if you love doing fancy stuff with your machine. She's always showing you tips and tricks on how to do that. So, Liz sent me, lovely. Thank you, Liz. It has goodies inside. Let me just show you what she put in there. She sent a beautiful ornament. Look at that. That is gorgeous. These are so nice. I have never made anything like that. I think that they're so clever. And then some some Post-it notes. I'm not letting Greg have any of those. Just letting you know. Oh, and then last one is Sharon. Sent me a beautiful card and some goodies. Look at that. The red truck, so cute. With the tree, perfect, and the plaid, just perfect. And some super cute socks. These are soft. Oh my goodness, these are soft. Do you wear these soft ones like in your shoes? I have never done that. I kind of wear them to sleep. And then she sent me some yummies. Yummy, yummy. I think I'm going to eat one of these right after I'm done. Maybe I need a little kick of caffeine. I don't know, something. I need something. That's, oh my goodness. So let's talk about our January. Thank you. Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the things. There might still be a card or two that come in from the holidays. I know because even Wendy's just came today that she'd sent, a while ago. I actually know I have something I ordered for myself that has not gotten here yet. So that's the way it is. The mail's a little slow right now. Everybody's doing their part the best they can, and when we're all shipping to everybody stuff, so we're loading up the mail trucks. So our January 2021, the calendar, I didn't have it yesterday because I did it later after I'd done the video already. So here's the calendar, and you can download it. The link is in the first comment and also just under the video. Now, I have a little sub-theme, the sub-theme going on here. And the sub-theme for January is we're going to do some organizing. And the days when we're doing a sew-along, I list the sew-along, but there's not another topic listed. Some days I might give you another topic or something, so you always need to watch the video so that you find out if I add anything extra. This just gives me the flexibility because I felt like I got us all a little overloaded with things when we had a project on the day and then a topic, and it's just sometimes it's a little too much. It's too much for me to handle this and too much for everybody. So I decided that we won't do that every time. If there's a project day, and then like all the socialites, there'll be a topic because they have a name, and I'm using the block name. Which is kind of fun because we have to be creative then, because you never know what what I might say and have you talk about for that topic. So our little sub theme is organizing in here because that's what January is all about. On January 1st, and I've done this for 12 years, this will be the 13th year, I think, is the word of the year. And so I will officially announce what I'm going to use on the 1st. So I still have a few days to decide. I can always change my mind. but honestly, I never do. What I end up doing is not really, I forget about the word after a while. And so that's one of my things for 2021. I say this every year, but it really is this time, is to not lose track of my word, is to be sure I'm stay hold of it through the year and talk about it once a month. And that'll be because I'm going to do it at the beginning of the month and use it to sort of guide, what my thought is to use it to guide my month. So we'll see. We'll see. If you have a word of the year and you know what your word is going to be, tell me. Yesterday's post, I showed you a list of all the words that I've had. I'll pop it up here. So these are all of my words. Starting out with twinkle, which was really kind of dorky, but kind of fun, because I didn't even know what I was doing. I just saw that word and I thought, I need to add more twinkle into my life, meaning happiness, lightness, fun. That's what that meant. And I had seen a sort of a little quote, I think it was on a Starbucks napkin. They used to put little sayings on them, at least they did that year. They changed things up a lot. So that is what I started with. Some years I totally lost track of the word. Other years I did super good, like story, just like had locked story into my life. It was awesome. So you never know. You never know how it's going to go until you start with it. And you can change it, particularly if you have never done this before, or you found that some years your word, it doesn't resonate with you, you sort of struggle with it. Just drop it. Get a new word. There's no word police. Nobody's going to come along and tell you that that's not the right word. You didn't pick that one. There's nothing like that. You can just make it your own. Make it your own. All right, my friend. This is Tuesday. I'm Pat Sloan for my daily video. I hope that you will let go of something and tell me what it is. Dig deep. There's got to be something you can let go with 2020. It's associated with this year or not, but let's let it go. So I love you. Mwah. I will see you online.